Arogyam param bhagyam. Swasthyam sarvarth sadhanam. Health is the biggest blessing, and it's the means through which we achieve all things, whether physical or spiritual. Let's imagine a world where you can see stars at night. In the day, you can see sun shining brightly. You can see and feel the freshness of the air in your breath, on your skin, and in you. In this TED Talk, we are going to talk about some easy and practical ways through which we can bring sustainability in our skincare. Because a beautiful skin cannot happen a thought for a beautiful earth. And as they say, when you are so much filled with love for all things, it will start showing on your skin as well. Thank you, everyone, for giving me a chance to come here. My name is Priyanka, and just to introduce, I did my MBA from IIM Calcutta, and since then, living the exciting life of investment banking. But the more fashionable part of me, she went on to do Mrs. India and then Mrs. Earth. And after that, I worked with a number of brands, and that was a new beginning of my life. People would say that there is a Sita and Geeta part of you, the IIM and the Mrs. Earth part of you. So you should do some talks. You should do some talks for married women, some talks for mothers, to give them an inspiration about living your life and following your dreams. But at that point, what I'll say is, think about a Bollywood story in which a girl and a boy meet, they fall in love, and then they live happily ever after. There is no story in this. People like struggles in the story. People like some depth in the story. So while in all this, I had gained a lot of breadth of experience, but there was no depth or there was no struggle going on. I think God was listening. And God really wanted me to do these TED Talks. And that was a time when I was diagnosed with a very serious health illness. So this was a time which was very tough. I met a number of doctors, and I was given a big list of medication. A lot of those medications would also mean that it would change the way you look. It would change pretty much everything about you, because that's the cost of living that you have to pay. Maybe I was not ready for it. I wanted to explore more. And for people who work out in the gym would understand that sometimes when your trainer pushes you really hard, at that time, you realize there are some hidden skills in you. So it might not come when you do a leg press of 50 kg. It might not even come at 80 kg. But if you do 150 kg, 200 kg, suddenly you realize, wow, I'm strong. So this was a time when I took a real deep dive into the world of nutrition, into fitness, and above all, thinking about an eco-friendly way of life. And this was the time when I truly realized what does the word health means. With this knowledge, when I was working with all these people, I started exploring various type of brands, like what they do, talking to manufacturers, how do you make all those products? And I would find one strange thing all the time. Why do they not give all the list of the products? Many a times, you look at the back cover of the product, either you will find products that you don't understand, things that you can't even pronounce, or brands will only talk about key ingredients. What does that even mean? We want to know about all ingredients. Some brands will say proprietary medicine. Some will say QS written at the end. Some will say all the goodie things plus base. What does that mean? And why are they not declaring it? And you go on their site, and then through 2 or 3 links, that is where you find the complete list. And at that point, I started reading about it. I would read a lot about what are these chemicals, how are they working on us, are they really safe? And to my surprise or shock, I find out that these fall in primarily 4 categories. A lot of them are carcinogens. A lot of them are neurotoxins, so they would mess up with your nervous system, and then you would feel, why do I feel anxious and depressed so many times? A lot of them would be reproductive toxins. Ever wonder why there are so many PCOD cases, infertility cases these days? And above all, a number of them are hormone disruptors. So people would, and you may think of hormone disruptor as a small thing, but if your hormones go out of whack, there is nothing which anyone can do for you. So you may be eating a very healthy diet and still not losing weight. Maybe you need to test your hormones. Maybe there is something going wrong in your body because of the products that you are using. So this was definitely shocking. And I would like to, this is the list. So I did an extensive study. What are the common harmful chemicals which you find in your daily, day-to-day life? Some of them are highly toxic. Some of them are moderately toxic. And even when they are moderately toxic, again, it's a very iffy place. So in a particular dose, they are safe. Above a little bit of that, they are little toxic, low toxicity. But they are not talking about how many products you are using in a day. So I used a soap. After that, I use a toner, and then a cream, then a foundation. Maybe if I add the same component 4 times, so then it is again in a highly toxic zone. And there are no studies today which are there on the cocktail effect of all these. But still, with just these lists, I went on to find out the products which I could find which do not have this. And I am still waiting for my Prince Charming. On this note, one quote which came to my mind was, "The earth doesn't belong to us. We belong to the earth." You may say that maybe I get a little bit of side effect and I don't care about it. But my question to you is, you inherit your DNA from your parents, from your grandparents. What right do you have to change that DNA and pass it on to your future generations? When you use these products, not only your skin gets affected, but when we wash ourselves, these products go into the water cycle, and then they will affect all the trees which are in the nearby area. It will affect the vegetation, other people. So what right do we have for that, even though I may say I am okay with it? Because you are a part in the grand scheme of things. You borrowed your DNA from your parents to give it to your children. You can't spoil it in the way. And that is why I think it's important that we think about sustainability in skincare. So I'm not here to paint a gloom and doom picture. We are here for solutions. And this is the model I propose. It's called NEFT model. And I named it such because it would be easy for you to remember. N stands for need. E stands for emotion. F for form. And T for tools. So let's start one by one. The first one, the most basic of these things, is need. Whenever I buy a product, am I buying it because the salon guy told me that, your hair will look shiny? Which implies that it's not shiny enough already. You will look better, that means I'm not looking good already. So do I really need the product? Is my bathroom slab already full of 4 conditioners and then I'm buying a 5th one? Have I finished the previous ones? So first thing to evaluate is, do I really need it? Second one is emotion. Is someone playing on my emotion? You don't look fair enough. You don't look thin enough. Your hair is not frizz-free enough. Are we solving our emotional problem through skincare? In that case, you are going to the wrong doctor for the wrong problem. The solution for those emotional voids, which anybody can play with, is meditation. It's not skincare. So we are looking at the wrong solution here. So you have to see whether the products which I bought recently are for any of the emotional needs or they are for the skincare needs. The third piece is form. Now, some of the forms in skincare cannot be made without the use of chemicals. For example, when we talk about creams, it's oil and water mixed together. Now, oil and water don't mix together. We all know that. In order to mix them, you have to add emulsifier. You have to then add stabilizers. Then you have to add preservatives because you added water to it. So do I really need to use the form which is in cream form? Or can I replace it with oil form? Now, oil is a stable form. Just cold press the seeds and you get oil and you can use them. So can your needs be fed with oil instead of creams and lotion? That's form number one. The second is soap. Soap can again be made sustainably through cold pressing process. There are various ways in which soap can be used on skin, on face, on hair. Do you really need a shampoo and a conditioner if you have a cold press soap? Because a cold press soap can be made sustainability without the use of any chemicals. So then my face wash, my shower gel might not be as much needed. And the third form is dry powders. So whenever we take dry powders for our scrubs, for our mask, it's much more sustainable than the gel and your water-based solutions. Plus, it offers a lot of flexibility. If I have taken a dry powder, I could mix it with curd, I could mix it with water, with oil, with milk, with honey, depending upon what I feel like and what is my skin need at that point in place. Whereas, if it is gel-based, I'm stuck with the same formula. Plus, it has a lot of preservatives. So, choose the right form as well as you look at the ingredients when you buy any products. And the fourth point is tea. So, a lot of the times, the benefits that you get in skincare, 50% of it would come from the ingredients and the skincare product, and 50% will come from the fact that you are applying it with your hands. So when you press your different points in your body on your face, you do lymphatic drainage, there is circulation which is happening. So make sure when you are applying any of the skincare products, you focus on the massage part of it. Because a part of the benefit comes from the tools as well. There are no quick fixes like you put and you become glowing skin. You have to work for it. So these are some of the tools, including your own hands. So if you don't want to invest, use your hands. So this was the simple model, and I understand that a lot of these things could be new. It may feel that I'll have to change a lot of things at home, but one step at a time, even if we make one small change every 15 days, in a year's time, you would be a completely different person. And that's how I started. Because for me, it was never man versus environment. Man is the environment. And that's what we are here for. Because we are here for development without destruction. Nirmanam na vinasham. Thank you.